Hi, my name's Sophie, and my word before accepting Christ as my Savior was comfortable. So I was just I grew up in a Christian home. My parents were both Christian. We went to church every Sunday. I was at VBS. I was at the Sunday school every Sunday, obviously, went to church. And I thought I was doing it right like my whole life, like all through childhood. I was like, you know what, I have Jesus, like I believed in Jesus, like always singing like Jesus songs like at home with my mom and like watching Veggie Tales like any other Christian kid. And then got into middle school and I was like still believe in Jesus like whatever. And they at VBS I was a helper and they always had a time where you could come up and ask questions about Jesus and if you wanted him as your savior. And I was just always kind of scared about that. I just didn't know what that meant to have Jesus in my life. So I was just kind of like putting it off almost. So going into high school, I just started getting really busy. And they had youth group that I could go to, but I just kind of like had almost drifted away from the kids that were in my grade at my church. So I was just like not comfortable kind of like going to hang out with them, but I was comfortable with my life outside of church. So I was comfortable like at school. Like I was just kind of like worried about like fitting in and like pleasing people, and I was just kind of like good where I was at. And I was thinking like I believe in Jesus, but and I know he's there, but I just don't know how to bring him into my life. And I was like scared to ask people, and I was like I'm doing fine like where I am now. So I just didn't think that I needed to do anything about where I was in life. So this missions trip came up around my sophomore year, and you had to go to Memphis, and we built or rebuilt houses for the citizens living there. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll go. Like, maybe that'll help me like find out who Jesus like really is, and maybe I'll like open up a little more and just not like be so comfortable with like my life right now. So I went, and like at the end of the week, by the end of the week, I was just kind of like, what am I doing here besides like community service? Like I need to be like helping other people like find Christ. That's why I'm here. It's a mission trip. So I went and talked to one of the leaders there, and she helped me like just talk through like what I was like feeling. And I was like, you know, I just don't like have Jesus in my life. Like I do, but he wasn't like my savior, and I like needed that because I wanted like I was comfortable with my life, but I needed like the security that like I was going to go to heaven when I died, and that like I would have someone there to like help me through like just anything in life. Because I prayed all the time, and I just felt like he was listening, but like he was kind of like come into my family, like you're welcome now. So after Christ, I am now confident, and everything I do now kind of is more like Christ oriented. So I'm just like, this is for Christ. This isn't for me. Like I'm not trying to please people anymore, and just be like comfortable with my life, like without him, because I have him now. Like he's fully in my life. Like he always was, but now I'm like fully committed, and I'm just more confident with everything I do. So just, and I'm more conscious about things. I'm like just everything that happens in life now I understand like happens for a reason. Like something would go wrong, I would I guess kind of get mad about it and be like, why would God let this happen? But now I'm like, you know what, like he has a plan, and I'm confident in that, and I just have like this strong force behind everything I do now, and I'm more willing to talk to people about Christ, where before I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I go to church, but now it's like this is like my God, and I'll tell you about it, and I'm just now like excited about telling people about Christ. So that's my story.